odds are you have either played or see someone play a video game of some sort before. Video games are some of the biggest industries in the world, and when you take a look at the diversity of all of the genres of games, it's pretty easy to see why they've gone to the ubiquity they have today. The industry is so diverse with different developers, genres, and series. You have platforming games, like the old school Mario and Sonic the Hedgehog games. You have fast-paced racing games like Gran Turismo, Mario Kart, Forza, and Gear Club. There's also intense fighting games like Mortal Kombat, Tekken, Street Fighter, Soul Calibur, and Super Smash Bros. There are also huge, vast, open-world adventure games like Minecraft, Terraria, and Legend of Zelda. These games are incredible, and you should really try them out if you have the chance. Trust me, I've only had Zelda for 3 weeks, but it's still my favorite game. There are also strategic, story-driven RPGs like Fire Emblem, Persona, Earthbound, Mother, and Pokemon. These games are often incredible for those who want a long-lasting game, and they often top the best-seller charts for their console. You also have sports games, often based on real-world sports leagues. These games can draw in the not very hardcore gamers. However, this category gets a lot of flack as usually content is recycled. There's also multiplayer-style party games. While most games have a multiplayer mode, making any game a party game, some games are made as a multiplayer game and cannot be played as fully with only one player. Games such as Mario Party, Wii Party, 1-2-Switch, and the You Don't Know Jack series fit into this category. However, with the rise of online multiplayer, you can now play almost any game with internet strangers from around the world. A trend that has drastically risen in popularity over the last 15 years and will only get more popular as time goes on. Of course, some fans take things a step further by participating in esports. Esports championships are some of the largest and most spectated sporting events in the world, with athletes making upwards of $500,000 a year and training 50 hours a week. Some popular esports series include Rocket League Championship Series, Overwatch League, Clash Royale League, and Clash of Clans Clan War League. Say that 5 times fast. All of these attract millions of viewers. So you may be wondering, if all of these things exist, then how did the industry almost go extinct? Well, listen up, kiddos, because I'm about to tell you about something called the video game crash of 1983. You see this game here? It's called Pong, and Pong is made by Atari. Now, Atari in the late 70s and early 80s had a monopoly over the entire VG industry, so when they were about to release a new console, the Atari 2600, there was understandably a lot of hype. But then, something went wrong. Very, very wrong. Atari was set to release a game called E.T. the Extraterrestrial, based on the movie, but it was programmed in only 5 weeks for the holiday season, and as a result, the game went a little something like this. Can you tell what's happening here? Yeah, me neither. So Atari crashed, and along with it, the entire video game industry, causing it to lose 98% of its value in just a year. This killed many consoles of the second generation of consoles, like the Vectrex console, the ColecoVision, Coleco Gemini, the Fairchild Channel F, the Magnavox Odyssey 2, the Bally Astrocade, the Intellivision 2, the Intellivision console, Sears Telegames console, the Emerson Arcadia, and the big ones, the Atari 26 and 5200. Not to mention, Atari had been releasing other games of similar or worse quality at the time, such as a really bad port of Pac-Man, as well as a few other games so bad and just so dirty, I can't even really describe them here without getting into crap. So at this point, Atari had Atari, along with the industry, had been pretty much accepting their death. But then, an ex-Hanafuda playing card, Taxi, ramen slash vacuum thing, and, let's see, how do I say this? Love Hotel Company was about to enter the ring, and this company was, of course, none other than Nintendo. You see, Nintendo had a console in Japan only, called the Famicom, and they were about to release a variation called the NES in the West. This game had an incredible launch lineup of 23 games, including the original Super Mario Bros., and it came along in the same cartridge a pioneer of motion controls, Duck Hunt. Both of these, at the time, seen as incredible games, even still to this day, and both of them being on the same console for a very reasonable price, definitely did launch the NES into the mainstream. Not to mention that the NES was always bundled in with a robot called Rob, or Robotic Operating Buddy, that could help you play a few select games. Even though Rob never really did live up to expectations from Nintendo, it still does live on today as a playable character in a few Super Smash Bros. Games, as well as a playable character in Mario Kart DS. And while all of this was happening, Nintendo was taking over the industry and having a good time, Atari was burying 800,000 copies of their own games in a landfill. To ensure a crash like this never happened again, Nintendo implemented a seal of quality, like the one on screen. This meant that it passed a board of people at Nintendo HQ who agreed that it was a high-quality product. So you may be asking now, but hey, did another video game crash happen again? Well, no, of course not, or else how we'd have this, that, this abomination, this amazing thing, this beast, this underdog, and this absolute bargain. So yeah, that's pretty much the video game crash in 1983 in a nutshell. And hooray for Nintendo, because they kind of saved everyone's butts, I guess.